welcome back or welcome to my channel. I am Caitlin Rose and you are watching Caitlin Rose TV. Today's video I got the idea for when I was putting together my August TBR list and also filming the video for my August TBR list, which if you haven't, be sure to go check it out. I think it was 2 or 3 videos before this one. And I realised while putting together my TBR that I had a few books on there that were like really popular BookTok books from like 2020 to 2022 that I just never really got around to reading. So I thought in today's video I would read some of those popular books from that like peak BookTok era. I have 3 physical books, which are the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I also have The Deal, which is the first book in the Off-Campus series, and then there's also House of Salt and Sorrows. And so for the 3 physical ones, I have them written down on like little papers here because I do want to start with a physical book this video, and then all the other books I've put into this cute little swan mug. That's my sister's that she very kindly let me borrow, and I'll just pick one out at random. So I'm going to start with which physical book we're going to start the video off with, which is, open it. It is House of Salt and Sorrows. My handwriting is like really small, so I don't really know if you could see that or not, but yeah, so the first book we're going to start with is House of Salt and Sorrows, which is by Erin Craig. It's pretty I'd say medium length book. I think it's just under 400 pages, so yeah, I'm excited to get this one started, and then I'll see how quickly I can finish this one as to when I can read the others. So it's currently nearly 11 PM. I have like 50 pages left of my book. I told myself I was like gonna get an early night because I haven't been sleeping well recently, but I just can't put the book down. Like once I got halfway through the book, once I read further on from that part, everything just started picking up and it was doing exactly what I wanted it to do. So I think I'm going to finish the book tonight, and then I'm going to sleep, and then in the morning I'll give you the review of this book, and I will pick the next book out. It is officially the next day and I have finished House of Salt and Sorrows. I don't know if you guys can see, but I did start like to tab a few quotes and stuff towards the end. My full review of the book, as per usual, will be done at the end of the video, just so that all of them are at like the same place, and also it's fair judgment based on how I felt after reading the books as well. But I regret not filming my reaction to the last few chapters because they were like literally chef's kiss, so good. But I don't want to spoil anything because it is a really good book and I want to buy the next one in the series as soon as possible. But it is time to pick the next book. I brought my iPad down in case it's a Kindle one, because I have the Kindle app on my iPad, and if it's not, I'll go back upstairs and grab it from my bookshelf. So what will it be? Ooh. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This was a really popular one, but I know that it's a very obviously intense book and there's a lot of trigger warnings, so I'm going to search the book up. Right, so I'm now 60 something. Wait, let me find out the exact. 63% way through It Ends With Us. And quite honestly, the writing is very bland, and that might just be like a personal thing. Like, I do really enjoy complex writing that uses like poetic words or complexities of different words that can like help with different descriptions or change the meaning of the word. I just think that they're really interesting. But the book is very bland. But what I will say is definitely make sure to look up all of the trigger warnings before you read the book, because it is very intense. I'm still got like 40% of the book left, and I'm not too sure where it's going to go. But definitely look up the trigger warnings for the book. But yeah, it's really easy to read, and it's very fast to read because the writing is just quite bland in a way. So if you want something really quick to read through, then yeah, it's good for that. But it's not a book I'm necessarily enjoying reading. It's the next day and I have about 15% of It Ends With Us left, so I'm going to finish that book, then I'm going to pick out the next one I'll be reading. But I don't think I'll have as much time to read today because I'm going to my friend's birthday party that starts at 1, but I'll leave before that and it's 9:45, so I won't have as long to read today. But hopefully if it's like a short book, it won't take too long to read. finished It Ends With Us. I'm not going to comment on it because there's actually quite a lot I want to say on the book, but I'll just leave it for the end with the review because it does factor into the rating I gave the book. But now that I've finished, I'm going to pick out my next book from the little mug. Ooh. The Midnight Library. I don't really know if you can see it, but it's the Midnight Library. So I'm going to go get the Kindle book for it and start reading it. It's now the next day. I didn't end up reading that much of the Midnight Library yesterday because I left my house around 12:30 and I didn't get back till like nearly 10. But I've been reading it this morning and I'm about 30% in, and I'm really enjoying, like, the entire concept of this book is just really interesting to me. I've not read a book with this like theme or like plot before, so it's really interesting and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm actually getting through it quite quickly. But it is also a short book. I think it's like just over 300 pages, so it shouldn't take me long to read it, and then I'll either rate and review all of the books that I've read, or if I have time I'll read one more and then I'll do the ratings. So I just finished the Midnight Library on my Kindle. Wow. That book, everything. I literally, on my phone that I'm filming with, I was writing down quotes from like the 50th page onwards. Like, just so many quotes and lines and moments in the book that just really resonated with me. And I definitely read this book at the right time when I think I needed to read it personally, which, based on what the book is about, is quite ironic. Again, full rating will be at the end of the video, but I do have my 2 physical books left, as well as all of the other ones that will be on the Kindle app. I have my little mug here, so I'm going to choose the last book of the video out. It is The Deal, which is one of my physical books I have to read. So this will be the last one I read in this video. I'm going to start it now, and hopefully I'll either finish it today or tomorrow, and then I can give all of the ratings and reviews on all of the books I've read. I'm just over halfway through the deal. I'm on chapter 24, so I've read this much. I've marked a few of the pages. I'm really enjoying it. It's really quick to read. There's definitely relatable characters in here, and I don't know whether they're just super relatable because obviously it's a similar age to mine, so that might make them really relatable. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm hoping to finish the rest of it soon so that I can rate all of the books and give the reviews and then get this video uploaded. There's also a lot of stuff going on with the It Ends With Us, which is why I wasn't keen on reading the book. I put the book in the mixture before any of the drama and stuff came out, and so I did want to touch a little bit on that later when I give the review. So I finished the deal last night after watching a few episodes of House of the Dragon with my family, but it was like so hot and it was also quite late that one, I didn't want to wake people up by me talking, and two, the only like source of coolness I have to combat the heat is my fan, which makes quite a lot of noise. So I wanted to film it while it was still a bit cool, like early in the morning, that way I'm not sweating. But I'm gonna give all of my ratings and reviews now for all of the books I've read this video. The first book I read was House of Salt and Sorrow, and I was debating for a while of whether to give this book a 4.5 stars or a 4.75, and I've decided to stick with a 4.75, and the only thing that's taken away from it being a 5-star is that it took like over a quarter of the book to actually like get somewhere and fully capture my attention. If it was really like captivating from the start of the book, then it would have been a 5-star, but I just feel like I can't give it the 5 stars because the start of it was so incredibly slow, to the point where if I wasn't filming this video, I might have like taken a lot longer to read it because it was just so slow that at the beginning I didn't really want to pick it back up. But then I think I said earlier in the video as well, partway through, like just before halfway through the book, it just captivated. I just couldn't put it down from that point onwards, but the start of it was really, really slow. The next book I read was, I can't remember if it was The Midnight Library or It Ends With Us. I think it was It Ends With Us, which I put into the pot because I just chose like the top 10 books from like 2020 through to 2022, and I knew that there was like quite a bit of drama surrounding Colleen Hoover as a person, and so when the book came up, I think you could tell from my reaction that I wasn't particularly keen to associate myself with her, but I didn't want to fake it and just pick a different one out because I wanted it to be a truthful video. Since I read the book and since I've been filming this video, the press tour for the movie of said book begun, and there was like a lot of drama surrounding it. Personally, I don't want to give Colleen Hoover, for what she is and who she is as a person, any type of free publicity, which I'm hypocritically trying, like essentially doing with having read her book in this video. But I wasn't aware of what she'd done before all of like the shit from the press tour came out, and so I don't know whether I'd end up watching the movie. If it goes to like a streaming platform or something, I might watch it, but I'm not going to the cinema to watch it to give her money, because I just don't agree with her morals as a person. I also think that Blake Lively, with what she could have done with the press tour of bringing attention to serious issues that were brought up both in the book and depicted in apparently a very graphic way in the movie, to use it and just talk about florals and get your friends and like, oh, fun girl date, and like nail polishes, her hair brand, like using the film to promote her own products. It doesn't sit right with me. Like, there are very explicit, intense things that are brought up in the book, like SA and DV, which are very heavily mentioned throughout the book, and the book isn't overly graphic with it, but obviously if you're doing a film, seeing it through actors, it's going to be a lot more graphic anyway. And yeah, I'm just really disappointed with both how the author and Blake Lively have almost twisted the film from what they could have done to try and make it like a fun girly movie when it's not. So yeah, in the end I ended up giving the book, I think I decided on a 2-star. The writing just didn't really captivate me. It was very bland. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought it would. I don't understand where the hype from the book came from, because for me personally it didn't interest me in any way. It was extremely quick to read because the writing was just so simple. So moving on from that book, I then picked out of the little mug, I picked out The Midnight Library, which was everything. Like, the entire concept of the book really struck my interest. Like, before I picked out the names, I didn't know anything about the majority of these books. And so I didn't know the concept behind The Midnight Library or anything like that. So when I picked it out, I looked into it a little bit, and it was really interesting because I've not read a book with that kind of theme before, or plot. The writing was amazing, like the descriptions, the like way that it's so relatable to everyone in such different way. Like, it was so descriptive but at the same time so open, to the point where you could relate it to a certain thing in your life that wasn't exactly the same as what the character was going through. And it's one that like really hit me, and I still think about it now, and I want to buy the actual like hardcover version of the book so I can like reread it in person, because I obviously read it on the Kindle and I loved it. I gave it a 5-star because there was literally no faults with this book, and I read it at the right time. It had me contemplating things, it had me realising things. I was constantly like writing down quotes and lines from the book. It was so incredible. I want everyone in my life to read this book, just because I loved it so much. So it's definitely one that if I were you, I would add it to my TBR. And the last book I read was The Deal. This is the second sports romance book I've read. Before this one, I read Icebreaker a couple of years ago, and I really enjoyed Icebreaker. And Icebreaker was also about a hockey player, but sports romance isn't one that I typically gravitate towards. But I really enjoyed this. Based on what I saw on TikTok when this one was really popular, in my mind I just had it that this book was going to be just pure spice and smut. and it was just going to overpower any type of plot going on in the book, but it actually didn't. There wasn't much smut in the book, to be fair, like in comparison to other sports romances like Icebreaker. That one had a lot more in it, and the entire story of this was really, really cute, and it was a very cute romance, like, main plot. There was a lot of side plots, but the main plot of the book was really good, and it was very quick to read. It was very easy to read, but not in the way that It Ends With Us was. It was easy to read in the sense that I just wanted to know where the story was going with our two main characters. And so I'm giving this one a 4-star. That's all of the books that I read this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like. If you want to see any other type of content of mine, my socials are linked in the description, and be sure to subscribe to see similar videos to these ones. Hopefully I see you in the next video.